Stay on the point. The ADU. Stay on it. Okay, throw a battery at it. Throw a battery at it. That's a tangle. Ah! Who f***ed it? I'm not mad. I just want to know.
Promise you're not mad?
Yes. But I'm livid! How do you not know what you're doing? It's literally just tower defense. All you do is shoot enemies, buy decoys. Why are you buying mines? They're limited uses. And you, why are you using the ace of spades? That's for PvP. Do you see a guardian? Dear Howdy. Welcome to another episode of the Couch Gambit podcast. As you can see, we're missing a member. Again. Isn't that great? So this episode, we're going to be talking about state of video games, all right? Now, I love video games, all right? I'm 27 years old, almost 30, with nothing going on in my life.
No girlfriend.
No girlfriend. Like 4 or 5 friends to my name. No career.
Aggressively overweight.
Fat. Alone. But anyways, we're going to talk about video games. Primarily the modern video games. We're going to talk about a few examples of the really good ones and the bad ones. You know, so like good ones like Helldivers 2.
Oh, good Lord.
Elden Ring, Dark Souls, Valheim, you know,
Oh, yeah.
Destiny 2. And we're going to talk about the things that are awful now, like COD or Call of Duty, Halo, even Battlefield, Battlefront. Battlefront has gone through shit.
And Destiny 2.
Yes, but also the high notes, because there are some.
There are some. Shooting rocks.
But yeah, roll that intro.
Which never dies. It's never gonna die.
It'll never die. That's like that's my identity. That's the only thing I'm good for.
It's like the Helldivers. We never die.
Man, hey, but the new intro music looking pretty good right now, huh? Yeah.
Hey, did
Oh
you like
yeah,
that?
I heard it. It does. It sounds killer. I do like it.
Yeah, you like that intro? You subscribe to that intro to hear more of that intro on a weekly basis. We post comments with that intro. Post comments, post episodes with that intro.
True.
Continue talking.
I don't know about a weekly basis.
Yeah, I don't know about weekly basis.
We're not consistent. This is hard.
I think our last upload was like almost 2 weeks ago, like 13 days ago. Something
Yeah,
like
it
that.
feels like a very
by the
long
time
time
of
ago.
us recording.
Yeah, by the way, this is coming out after the Rebel Moon episode, so
Oh yeah,
wasn't that a fun episode? You should go watch that too.
Expect our own reaction. Expect us to talk about it in some point in the future. Very soon.
It's a masterpiece. It's a great movie.
We'll talk about it later, Jacob.
Talk about it later. So I want to talk about the current state of video games. The main thing, not the main thing, one of the points I wanted to talk about is current properties that have probably should have died a long time ago. We got the stereotypical ones like COD and Halo.
Man.
I feel like that's not a title that a lot of people talk about that should just have died a long time ago, because people, when they talk about Halo, they want to talk about Halo's improvements. I think Halo should have died at Halo 3. No more Halos.
Halo Reach.
Well, Reach. We got Reach out of the deal.
Reach was wonderful. That's
Listen,
probably one of my favorite Halo games.
It is my favorite Halo. I love Reach, but I think to achieve a great trinity of Halo games and ODST, obviously, I would have preferred to end it at Halo 3. I would have just preferred.
I think Call of Duty has a different issue, which we'll get to, but I think Halo's issue is not that there are more Halo games that we got, but that they tried continuing after 3. 3 should have been kind of...
Oh, I see.
We're done with the Master Chief.
Yeah.
Reach was a great... was actually a really good game because, I mean, they didn't try to continue Master Chief's story. We didn't need that. Instead, we got a prequel, the events before Halo 1. I think with a studio who really knows what the fuck they're doing, you could still have Halo games, but they're just not set in like they're not part of the main trilogy anymore. Just because everything after that just feels so needless, wasted.
Yeah.
I mean, other than like that awesome model of Cortana in Halo 4, we didn't really get anything good.
Goodness gracious.
What? I'm just saying.
No, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about the model in that. They didn't hide any. What you got to talk to some of the people that developed Halo 4 and then just took Halo Cortana, which is already just essentially naked, to there's no feature on her that's not visible in any way, shape, or form. It's just there, and
high school me approved.
There's a lot of people that jumped into puberty as soon as they saw that on the screen.
I like when when Master Chief's all broken up about. I'm like, yeah, I get that. I get why you're sad, Master Chief. I mean, man, you have to let that fine piece of ass go. Mm-hmm. That's unfortunate. But after Halo 3, though, yeah, we didn't get anything like substantial or really worth a damn from 4, 5, and 6. I mean, I think that's the big problem, right? Is that they tried continuing Master Chief's story, but also the 343 just doesn't know what the fuck they're doing.
I'd arguably say Infinity actually got back to the roots of Halo in a really, really good way. I thought Infinity was great. And Halo Infinite. Did I say? Yeah. No. 5, especially 5 and 4. 4 was fine. 4 is a fine game. It's not.
I disagree.
It's fine.
It's really bad.
No, it does the Halo formula just in a very worse way. I think
they gave us loadouts.
They gave us loadouts.
Like I think I know in Halo Reach, I think they did the same thing, right? But in Halo 4, what was it that they made it so drastically different?
Smaller maps, crappier enemies.
I think. Oh no, that's right. In Halo Reach, when you spawned in, there was 5 preset loadouts, right? In Halo 4, you actually got to make your own loadout, which really defeats the purpose of it being an arena shooter.
Right.
Because in arena shooters, you don't get the power of choice in the very beginning.
Right.
You have to make do with what is offered to you in the very beginning. Okay, and so it really just, for me, it broke the formula. Halo Reach was already approaching that with the different options you were given in the very beginning, but at the time I was okay with it because, again, I was a dumb child anyways. But looking back on it, I could see that was kind of the beginning of like kind of Halo's roots kind of beginning to be like torn away from the soil.
Yeah. Which was immediately bastardized in Halo 5, where you can start to aim down the sights, and they added a whole bunch of other stuff.
Well,
That's just not Halo.
I also remember a lot, like in Halo 3, taking down a dude who's going on a complete and utter rampage and forcing them to start back with a BR and an assault rifle.
Yeah.
And then at least you have the chance to like keep him down before he starts rolling over you again. Nah, you get perks and all that kind of crap.
Yeah. Also, the ammo in Halo 5, I'm sorry if I'm interrupting you, there's just no ammo in any of the guns. I feel like you run out so freaking quickly. With the Halo Reach and the Halo 3 guns, you have a good amount of ammo. You have enough ammo to at least take one guy down. With Halo 4, you barely have anything, especially with Halo 5. The amount of ammo you have, like, you can't kill anyone with a pistol anymore. And that was the case with Halo 3, but that's just because the pistol was kind of weaker at that point. With the Halo 4 and the Halo 5 pistol, it just has no ammo and it's weaker. What's up, Kat?
I mean,
Kat
honestly, no pistol has been the same after Halo 1.
Oh, man.
Halo 1 was the pistol. Halo 2 was...
R.I.P. That was that was the worst thing Halo 2 did.
Halo 3 had a shitty Magnum, too. God.
One of the other things that I think is really nice, just going back and looking through the development of Halos 1 through 3 and the teams, the dev team did the podcasts on the development of it, and the heart and soul that they put into these projects and the regrets that they had and just the dynamic that all of them had is... I don't know, man. I don't know if that's normal for studios. I think just by virtue of the work that they put out, it's pretty abnormal.
Dude, Bungie loved Halo. You know, the blood, sweat, and tears they had into making Halo 2, the pain that they had to go through, the overnights. Goodness gracious.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it wasn't even really... They didn't even get everything they wanted into Halo 2 is the big thing. Just because... Microsoft gave them... a year and a half, 2 years? I don't even remember now. No.
Something ridiculous.
Because Halo 1 came out in like '01, right?
Yeah.
Halo 2 came out '03, or was it '04?
I think it was 04.
Might have been 04.
I might be wrong, but I feel like it's 04.
I don't know, but like all I know, what I remember from what I've seen of this, of kind of like the diary entries or whatever, or of them going over the process of it.
Yeah.
There was quite a bit of stuff that they didn't include into the game because they were running out of time. So I think it was less of a Microsoft issue and more of a Bungie issue, just because Bungie, even when they were making Halo, they were known for burning money when they were making their games. Like, they took a lot of time. Like, they did not meet deadlines. Right. And it's very telling that was the case in the since Halo, because Bungie has that same issue with Destiny 1 and Destiny 2. But I'll get into Destiny a bit later. Right now we're on Halo. But but still though, they crafted such fucking masterpieces. It was
I definitely, and I'm sorry to interrupt you, but it should die. I still think it should. And even if you want to say that there's still a story to tell with Infinity, I just don't think it's worth it anymore. Like, I don't think there's more of Halo that you could show us at this point.
So there wasn't a story to tell after Halo 3, really. But as for like making prequels or whatever, Halo is a vast like universe. There's a lot you can tell actually. Like I think one of the problems is that they're sticking too close to just Spartans. They could do stuff with like the Forerunners, like fighting the Flood, shit like that, or how they did with the Halo 3 ODST, where you were just playing as an ODST instead of a Spartan. That shit was cool. At first, as a kid, I didn't like it, but then thinking more on it again, when it was actually a really cool and interesting experience. But I don't know. I do half agree with you. When it comes to let Halo die, I think really just let Master Chief's story die. I don't think we need any more. And it's the same thing to do with COD. I know COD, it's just a different fucking story every time.
Yeah.
At least they try to be. I mean, they have their trilogies, right? But dude, the campaigns are just awful now. Fucking doo-doo water.
It's a franchise model. They know they can make money off this.
It's really just, the campaigns are just like you're watching Michael Bay movies. That's really what it is. It's a somewhat interactive Michael Bay movie.
That's completely fine with me, to be completely honest with you. I think that I think the COD campaigns are really, really good at putting you in fun missions. I think they set up this scenario of this is going to be the sniper mission. This is going to be the stealth mission.
Okay,
this is going to be the all-out war mission where 16 people are dying in front of you. You're crashing a helicopter. This is going to be the kill the president scene in the Civil War movie that was pretty good. You should go watch it. And go watch our video on it because it doesn't have any views.
What I'm implying though is that in the older CODs there were the bombastic set pieces, but they were kind of really good rewards because that they were at the end of riveting campaign missions. Also, with some of the really cool epic moments, you kind of did take part of it. Like for example, in the first Modern Warfare, you were in a chase scene. And it was in the new ones, it'd be like half of you playing and the other half is you're just watching the cutscene in first person. Yeah. In Modern Warfare and the other the older ones, you take part in the fucking chase. You shoot and everything like that. And that shit's awesome. Okay? And then the nuke happens. Holy fuck.
Goodness gracious.
I loved that entire sequence of events. And also with the chopper gunner stuff, you're just in a chopper mowing shit down. Fucking awesome.
I don't know what it was. I always the missions that stood out to me the most were the ones that I felt boxed me in the most. Where if you broke stealth, you immediately lose, or the mission. God, I love stealth missions. I hate whenever you're boxed into just doing stealth, and it's just and it's such a slog. Like you're crawling through the whole freaking mission. Oh God, kill me. But
it's a variety sometimes.
The one mission that I just live over and over again was where you're set up as a sniper and you have to shoot the guy's arm off.
Oh, that's
I
also
must
Modern
have
Warfare 1.
I must have sat there for 20 minutes straight just trying to shoot this fucking guy's arm off. I wanted to rage so badly because it's like, okay, I know what you're going for. Just skip because I can't do this. Please I don't know why I can't aim the sniper rifle and shoot off a guy's arm, but I keep on killing him. So just move on, please.
It's a skill issue.
What the fuck?
Get better, Charles.
I've never had issues with that.
I don't know what my deal was. I was stuck on that mission for
Were you trying to were you taking the wind into account?
Yeah.
Oh.
Trying to. Yeah.
Trying to. That's funny.
It was just, oh God.
I don't remember that mission being that difficult.
I remember it being the worst thing that I'd ever experienced. It was that I hated that mission.
Well, and then after that, like you get fucking shot out of the tower. I think it was right.
I don't know.
Yeah, you get shot out of the tower, and like
out.
you have to basically like carry your wounded, or at least help guide your wounded.
Oh yeah.
Run through the city while you're getting shot at.
Your superior officer. Jesus.
Yeah, that's right.
And like that shit's so fucking cool. Like an awesome kind of set piece, followed by like high tension gameplay. And I feel like the last COD I played, which was, I think it was the new Modern Warfare 1, which, to be fair, the campaign was actually not that bad. But then I like looked into what the shit that came after it, how the campaigns were getting shorter and shorter and shorter, and more just nonsense where you're not doing anything impactful. I was like, okay, this is just fucking lame.
I think when I saw them introduce wall runs, I was like, okay, this
God.
is insane.
I was like, am I playing Titanfall now? What the
Yeah.
fuck is this? Holy shit, dude.
There are some kind of mechanics that you can add into a game that make it feel natural. Like,
Sliding.
to be honest with you, like the Halo Infinite, the grappling hook is a perfect added to the game.
That is actually really well done. Actually, it really does add to it, and it doesn't feel out of place.
Yeah. It's an open world map. If you got to be slinging around everywhere like Spider-Man a few times, like it helps you so much in that game. Also, something that takes away from the experience is like aiming down the sights in Halo. I hate that. It's just trying to make it into a Call of Duty game. So some things you can add to a game that enhance it. Some, like if it's an older title and you add something in like the grapple hook, fantastic. Other stuff, aiming down the sights, you're trying to make it into a different video game. It was trying to make it more like COD. That did not help.
And think of it like this. When I'm aiming down the sights on a fucking SNG, right, from Halo 5 Guardians, obviously I'm like, why the fuck am I playing Call of Duty, right? But with the grappling hook thing, I can't think of it doesn't feel like they were just taking something from a different game. It really felt like they actually they put thought into how this would interact with the campaign and with the multiplayer. This didn't feel like they just threw it in there.
Did they ever explain how a grapple hook works whenever you're talking about like slinging around a multi-ton hunk of metal?
Oh, he's Master Chief?
Yeah.
It's
No, but that was one of the things
doesn't
I
explain
saw
it.
that in the trailer. I'm like, okay, it breaks okay, there's great gameplay, I understand that, but whenever you add something that breaks lore, that's crazy to me.
Does it? I
that-
don't think it breaks lore or anything.
Have a grapple hook that's attached to your wrist and you're slinging around a multi-ton hunk of metal by your arm? That's
Yeah,
that's
that
a
doesn't
little
break
crazy.
lore or anything.
Okay,
That's a little crazy.
how about this? Why is it that when I melee a Marine, he doesn't die instantly in the old Halo games?
Because you're just giving them a little pat on the back, you know? You just,
Yeah,
yeah. Well, yeah, you're hitting your Marines differently. Just like when
Sure.
yeah.
That's what I'm doing.
Well, you can shoot them in the face and they die. So clearly, you're just hitting them a little softer.
I'm okay with breaking like the laws of physics or some of the
man.
lore if it means having good gameplay because it's a video game.
Man, I guess.
Also, Charles, if I shoot someone point blank range with a pistol in the old Halo games, it won't usually kill them in one shot unless it's a grunt headshot. If I hit somebody with just my fists, with my Spartan fists, instant death sometimes. So some things make sense, some things don't make sense, and that's the
Gotcha.
case with like most
See, I
games,
think in that case, then what they should have done was also added a grapple hook for the warthog that you could shoot out and
Okay,
sling the
that would have been
I'm not
fucking
gonna lie.
great.
That's
awesome.
That's actually fucking awesome.
But see, if you're
Fucking add that. Add that shit. I will come back to play Halo Infinite. Holy fuck, that's genius.
There are some incredible stuff that people do. Like they launched a warthog in the air with like
Dude,
a bazooka or one of those things.
Mint
And they
Blitz?
grappled onto it and then just flew like Superman.
Mint Blitz is one of the coolest trick shot YouTubers I've ever seen. It's
Yeah.
really funny. His videos are highly entertaining.
But I do think a big issue we're running into is that studios just they want to make as much money as possible, and what they believe the best way to do that is to just keep giving us the same shit over and over again from the
Right.
same IP. When really what we need is we need the next Halo. We need what would be the next
Yeah.
Call of Duty, not literally the next Call of Duty, but something to usurp the title from Call of Duty.
Yeah. Something that I wish I could play this game because I have an Xbox and I can't play this because it's the one game that I would love to either buy a PC because I don't have a PC, I'm a Mac guy, or buy a PlayStation 4 is Helldivers. Helldivers seems to be, from the community that it has created, the definition of just bromance fun.
Oh, yeah.
It is just everyone getting on board with like democracy and like let's kill the aliens and the robots.
Have
and stuff.
some liberty.
Liberty, exactly. It is the definition of fun.
Yeah.
And it's simple, and like all you're doing is you're going into a planet,
Yes.
you're killing everybody, you're getting as much crap as you possibly can, and you're
Yep.
getting out while you can.
I
That's all.
cannot wait to be able to start spreading managed democracy. That is going to be incredible because none of us have the game yet. But from what we have seen, at least from what I have seen, it looks stellar, and I
Yeah.
just need people to play it with.
I'm down. I actually, there's a game that's similar to it called Deep Rock Galactic.
I know
And
exactly what you're talking about.
That game is just, it scratches that kind of itch so well.
Spread this democracy seed.
Dude, yeah, no, you can in game. There's like you could press a key to like do little chants and stuff, and so
Yeah.
there's like
Heck
rock
yeah.
and stone.
Rock and stone. Oh, I love
great.
that.
It's
I
good
love
stuff,
that.
man. It's just fun to just you just get together with a bunch of guys and
Yeah.
just go down and fuck shit up.
Have
It's
you
so
seen
much
a
fun.
bunch of these videos of guys that are just doing like the most like they have like a cannon that's like directed at their exact position, like monsters are coming towards them, and like two guys are just standing there, and then they just give each other like a hug because there's a little thing that the command key that you can hug the guy next to you,
Yeah.
and then they all just get blown up as well all the bugs around them. I love that mentality. Just like, all right, brother.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But no, but like
Oh
it
my
just goes to
God.
show that like we're still getting really good games.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
It's just the problem is the titles or IPs that are just they're already dead, but they keep
Yeah.
trying to like suck the blood out of bones, and it's just not working. I mean, especially with the monetary incentives that the companies are trying to push, or like the microtransactions. Like Halo Infinite has a fucking battle pass.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
God, I hate that, dude.
Look,
Battle
here's the-
passes are
The reason why
ridiculous.
it's okay, the reason why it works in a game like oh my god, how do I forget what it's called?
Battlefront?
No. No, what?
It's gonna be a bad example in a second.
Fortnite.
Oh,
The reason why it works in Fortnite is because it is a free to play game, and
gotcha.
also last I saw they were reasonably priced versus like in the sense of so I have to not only do I have to buy Destiny 2 but all of its expansions, Bungie,
Right.
but for all the really cool cosmetic shit I also have to pay a premium.
Yeah.
What? Yeah, no, like as much as I love playing Destiny 2, the gameplay loop is fantastic. Why on God's green earth am I paying $60+ for expansions?
Yeah.
But then having to pay the equivalency of $20 for a fucking dungeon, and then on top of that, if I want a really cool skin for my exotic sniper rifle, I have to pay 700 silver, which is the equivalent of $7 fucking for a weapon skin.
But yeah, no, I was looking at that. Destiny 2's for all of their DLCs, it's over $500.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
We're talking like cosmetics and stuff like that. Yeah.
That game's not even that. No offense, but look, I'm approaching this from a guy who's just new into Destiny 2.
I did try to get him to play.
I shot rocks for 30 minutes. I thought, why did I shoot rocks? Why is that in the game? I want to fight enemies. The learning, okay, this is not necessary. It is Destiny 2's fault. What am I saying? The learning curve for people who've never played Destiny, but from people who have played Destiny, is so stupid.
I really tried my best, by the way.
I appreciate it. I really do.
So-
But it's so dumb.
Bungie, you really gotta you gotta make it easier to understand for our new lights, because I could have had one of my best friends play Destiny 2 with me. I could have taken him to the Vault of Glass, do fucking King's Fall with him. I could have done the last Wish raid. I could have done all these raids with him, teach him how to do the mechanics, but instead the first roadblock was literally meditation.
Meditation and shoot. Why? I want to play the game. You gave me a fun game to play. There was like, here's the intro. Here's the enemies that you're going to shoot. I shot the enemies. Why are you giving me rocks?
Basically,
I'm gonna sit down
he
on a
was
rock
going
and
through the
meditate.
tutorial. He was going through the tutorial on how to use his abilities, and one of the things was he has to meditate. But when he goes to meditate, he can't do it because I'm on a fucking fire team with him. And I'm like, wait, you're saying I can't go through the tutorial with my friend when I'm trying to be his guiding light.
Yeah.
Right.
What is happening?
And literally-
Bungie.
And literally, I'm there by myself, just in Jedi meditation mode. Michael's just like, I guess I'll go somewhere else now.
Oh, and not only that, but as a new player, one of the first things that fucking happens is you're bombarded by these prompts like, hey, buy the DLC.
It's nuts.
Buy the DLC.
Oh,
buy
God.
this. I'm like, dude, calm down. Let him play the game. Let him see if he actually likes your fucking game.
Yeah.
For the love of God.
It's so stupid. If anybody knows anything about Sony cameras are great cameras, but their menu settings are absolutely ridiculous. It's just a compilation of nonsense that's hard to control. It's the same thing with Destiny 2. That menu setting and everything, like, again, if you are not new to Destiny, like Michael, he knows everything and it's easy for him. But I have no idea how to play Destiny. It is not kind to new players. It sucks.
When I got back into the game, right, again, last thing I did was Shadowkeep. When I got back in, I noticed, why are there missing planets? What? Wait a minute. Where's the Leviathan raid? What happened? Why can't I go to what planet was it? I don't even remember now. Just because but then I was like, why is there shit missing? So I look it up. Oh, they vaulted old content. Wait a minute. You're saying the shit I bought is now gone? Bungie. Let me just say, this was not a good first day back. No, it was not. But what kept me in and how I'm still hooked right now is that my really good friend Josiah, he was like, hey, let's play this together like old times. And you know what? The experience when you're playing with a friend is wonderful. But now I'm playing by myself trying to get a specific fucking weapon that I have yet to fucking get. Bungie, give me my fucking Edge Transit with Cascade Point, Envious Assassin, and then Bait and Switch. I don't care about the first and second column. Just give me that, please. Sorry.
Hey, I'm going to play Elden Ring.
Yeah, no, I'm turning on Valheim.
Anyways, no, but it's not kind to new and returning players.
No. I would love to play with you. I really would. Like the initial experience of like aliens coming down and me understanding the techniques a little bit. Even the fact that I get to sit with you like roasting a fire. That's awesome. That's like a Helldiver's like hug your bro as an explosion's going off moment. That's great. I love that stuff. We'll talk about that a little more in Valheim, standing on top of some of your friends as they find the sea serpent. That stuff's awesome. But like, I want to get into that stuff, and I can't because Bungie. Why did you go bad? Why did you give Halo away? Why did you do all this stuff? You have betrayed me. Your game sucks now. I get that Destiny's fun for some players, and if you're addicted, cool.
I am addicted.
Or I'm not addicted. I'm not addicted. And I can't get into it at all. I wish I could.
I keep coming back to it like a battered housewife.
Yeah, the only way because I played Destiny 2 for a while. I got into it. I got pretty well into it to where I understood it, and it was still frustrating to try to navigate it. Deciding like the quest line is damn near impossible.
No, seriously, like the way you navigate through all your different quests, it's not intuitive at all.
It's not even a little bit. It's very much akin to Warframe.
As much as I like Warframe, I do like. I enjoyed my time with Warframe, right? Do you know what Warframe is?
I'm aware.
Okay, like Warframe has like the best melee combat.
It's amazing. Yeah.
Seriously, Warframe has better melee combat than Destiny's, but Destiny for me has better gunplay.
Sure.
Right. Again, that's a subjective thing. You know, I prefer first-person shooters over third-person shooters. Whatever. But yeah, Warframe, like, dude, it's so much bullshit on my screen. But I do think Warframe is a better experience when you're playing with someone than Destiny is. Just because with Warframe, I mean, to begin with, it is a free-to-play game.
Right, that's true, yeah.
And the microtransactions are purely optional. You can just, at least back when I played, if you were wanting a specific Warframe, you just have to grind the material out, and it takes a long time. Yeah. But you can do it.
You can. That's
right?
true.
And it doesn't. And it is a grind, but it didn't feel as bad because the gameplay loop was very good.
Right.
With Destiny, though, Bungie, fuck, man. Not only do I have to, I'm paying a shit ton of money for all this bullshit. Right, but like again, I'm back on the same thing. But like, it's just you just want my wallet. You just want my money. You just keep like, buy this, now buy that. Oh, but to do this though, you also need to buy this. What? Fuck! And here's the thing: this is purely a AAA studio problem.
Right.
Right. You know, for the most part, right? You know, you think of Destiny 2. Halo, Call of Duty, Battlefield, Star Wars Battlefront games. A lot of these games are, by just corporations that want to make their money. And of course, you got to make your money, right? You need a return on your investment, but then you need to profit for it to be worth a damn. But holy shit, it sucks all the fun out of my video games.
Yeah.
This is the one time where I'm like, yeah, down with capitalism for this one specific thing. This one very specific thing. But then you look at, Helldivers 2. Not a AAA studio, right?
Right.
This is just guys who really wanted to make a fun fucking game. They didn't even expect the popularity. They were not expecting so many people to fall in love with this game. And honestly, congratulations to them. There's also another great example of a studio who really cares about the craft, Larian Studios, who made Baldur's Gate 3. I played throughout the whole game. Don't get me wrong. It's a little raunchy for me at times.
Welcome back from the edit. Hence, I was mentioned we had to do some things.
Yeah, I mean... I don't know. We might keep the joke in. That was funny. It's up to Jacob though. But
we'll see what this is up to you too. We'll see what happens.
But Larian Studios did a fantastic job with Baldur's Gate 3. And before they did Baldur's Gate 3, they did the Divinity Original Sins games. Just guys.
And even FromSoft, which is a very big studio, but it's not a mainstream studio like Bungie was or 343 was. Like a lot of people were very, very angry. Mm-hmm. And by a lot of people, I mean a lot of game developers were angry that Elden Ring won Game of the Year it came out. Because it was very unorthodox in a lot of the way that it approached like big open world games. And as much as it was a big, big game that when it came out and people loved it and still love it to this day, we're going to be talking about, me and Michael are going to be talking about the new DLC that's coming out pretty soon. But people really did, there were game developers that had problems with it and like talked about it online that were just frustrated with it. Which frustrates me because Hayao Miyazaki, was that his name? Is that the guy that is the creative guy for all the Dark Souls games as well as Elden Ring? That guy seems to be very interested in creating a story, an environment, and an experience above anything. He's more into the creative process than I've seen most like game directors.
Oh yeah, no, he's very involved with all his games except for Dark Souls 2,
RIP
which
that
shows. But same thing happened with Baldur's Gate 3 when it won Game of the Year. People were like people were saying that you should not be expecting your games, your future RPGs, to be like Baldur's Gate 3. It's just unrealistic, blah blah blah. Like you don't understand, like what the development of a game is or whatever. I'm like, no. Like here's the thing. I'll just speak with my wallet. If you're not going to provide me a game that is of equivalent value and enjoyment as Baldur's Gate 3, then I'm not going to buy your shitty RPG.
No, yeah, the expectation isn't for every game to be exceptional. I'm just going to choose the exceptional games.
Yeah.
That's it.
So, like, if you're not going to make an exceptional game, fucking tough luck.
Yeah.
I'm not going to buy your shitty game. Now, don't get me wrong. I know people are going to be like, oh, well, you played Destiny 2. You give Bungie your wallet. Well, yes, I'm a hypocrite. Absolutely. Bungie, look, Destiny 2 is a special case, I guess, because, again, it is such a well-crafted game, but, oh, my God, everything else surrounding it is so fucking awful. Damn it. But yes, FromSoft, though, yeah, no, they just make good games.
God bless them. They make good games.
And, I'd imagine that even if they were to, for some odd reason, make some bullshit like, multiplayer, like dueling game or just something, right?
Yeah.
I guarantee you that, like, with 99% certainty that they're not going to randomly add microtransactions or battle passes.
Right.
But again, I can't say with 100% certainty though, because here's the thing: FromSoft makes single player experiences, right? And it's a tall order to ask the consumer to spend more money on a single player experience when like, for example, if you're trying to sell them on cosmetic shit,
Right.
and alongside the actual release of the game, that's a tall ask, because you're basically telling me it's in the game, but I have to unlock it by giving you more money.
Yeah.
Right.
It's not really a studio that's known for... I know they make different games other than Dark Souls games and Elden Ring. They do a bunch of other stuff. But yeah, it's not a company that's known for that. Now, they do get around a lot of multiplayer aspects by creating a multiplayer aspect in the Dark Souls game where you can invade other players and you can have other players
that.
come to your games. I don't like that. I don't like that in areas. I will say there's two things. One thing that's not controversial and one thing that is controversial. The non-controversial thing is that the idea of invading someone's game in the middle of just a campaign that they're playing, and then down below it will say that you're invaded by so on and so forth, and you can fight this guy, you can team up with this guy, you can summon players from other games to like fight with you in certain bosses. Like, it's a fun experience, and it continues on in Elden Ring. And there's a lot of situations where you can be summoned into another guy's game, and there's like 5 other guys that are sitting around and doing the T-pose thing, and they're waiting on their turn to do a 1v1 because there's an honor fight for everything, and it's really, really cool. And that's really cool to be involved in. But there are other times, this is the other controversial thing that apparently really pisses off a lot of Dark Souls players. I really hate it when other people come in my games and interrupt my day. Listen, I understand that Dark Souls players have this really like code that they live by, where you have to play on the hardest way possible. You have to have no armor. You have to go against the hardest bosses with just like a stick in your hand, and you have to fight it with like a used condom. Like, it's the stupidest. Like, the Dark Souls community is just so infuriating, because if you try to make your game just a little easier, like if you use summons in Elden Ring, or you turn off, or in Dark Souls 3 if you're playing on offline mode, which I do because I just want to play the campaign normally and not be invaded. And people, they're like, you can't do this. Why not? No, I just want to play the way I want to play the game. I want to have fun. I have a job.
Here's the thing. I think the Dark Souls community filled with incredible people. However, holy shit. Guys, when you say you're playing the game wrong by summoning, by having summons or getting help with the boss, what do you mean I'm playing the game wrong? How do you play the game wrong?
Yeah.
Okay. The option was afforded to me So I decided to now, granted, I don't use summons. Jacob does. So before you say get good, Michael.
Michael, please stop my office.
No, but in this example though, like if I can use summons, then and I want to use summons, then I mean obviously, FromSoft gave me the option. This is a way to engage in the fight. So obviously, if it's an option that in your own words, I'm playing the game right because FromSoft basically is showing me this is an option that you can use. And the whole get good crowd. Look, I get it. I was guilty of this in high school. I get it. But shut the fuck up.
Charles, your damn skill issue thing.
Oh, that's
skill
one of my
issue.
favorite. That's one of
Yeah.
my favorite phrases because of how
It's a
annoying it
skill
is.
issue.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
it's such an annoying thing to say to
It
somebody.
is. But like, I mean, look, I get it. Like a lot of times when you die to the boss, yes, in a sense, it's skill issue. But don't act as if you didn't struggle at first.
Yeah.
I mean, come
Also,
on.
like, if I'm struggling with, what is it, Melania, the hardest boss of all time in freaking Dark Souls games, sometimes, after the 30th time of dying to that, you know what? I gotta go to
lovely
sleep.
lady.
I
Yeah.
want, you know what? Forget it. I'm summoning. I'm using the freaking blood katana.
Yeah.
I'm gonna kill this woman because I need to get to sleep.
I'll be honest with you. The Elden Ring and Dark Souls and all that. Those are the kinds of games I could only play with somebody else because I enjoy that experience way more than just going through
banging your head on a brick wall. by
It's,
yourself.
no. It's
I
not
see,
even the
okay.
challenge of it. It's just I don't enjoy the purely single player experience, like just that isolation feeling. I don't get any satisfaction out of it.
And that's fair.
We'll jump back into it in a second, but the Valheim, I've killed the first boss. I don't know how many dozens of times.
Yeah.
It is a completely different experience to jump in there with a bunch of guys and just
Yeah.
start beating on this deer with a bunch of sticks. Like, it's so much fun. I
Dude.
can't even. It is. I would rather do that 1,000,000 times than fight the boss again alone ever again.
I get. I want to share that experience with you for a sec, but I do want to share this one story. Michael and Charles have not played Elden Ring all the way through. Michael, you have a little more experience playing Elden Ring than Charles
Yeah.
does. But I have played Elden Ring through about 4 times now. I'm on my 4th time playing through it. I'm beating it for the DLC coming out. And on my 3rd time playing through, I was at the point where I was fighting. I had 2 bosses left: Melania and the Radagon of the Golden Order.
Right.
And they're the hardest bosses in the entire game. And those are the bosses that I let Charles and Michael fight. Charles was the first time playing Elden Ring, and I said, here's the hardest boss in the game. Have at it.
Yeah.
He didn't do bad, actually. It's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
All things considered, like, that guy's a piece... Like,
Implying that apparently I did bad.
no, you did good.
That's what I fucking thought, Jacob.
I mean, you fought Margit once, didn't you? And you beat him. You've already beat Margit.
I mean, I beat quite a few bosses so far.
You beat a lot of bosses. Well, you were already a Dark Souls 3
know.
guy.
Yeah.
Us fighting freaking Pontiff Sullivan.
Ha.
How many times did it take us? I was this close
No.
to killing this
You,
guy.
you know what's great though?
What's up?
This is for the audience, not you.
Oh, yeah.
Shut the fuck up, Jacob. This is not all about you.
Wanna be
but
involved?
like for after we beat the Abyss Watchers, I was like, hey Jacob, you want to nerf our character? We decided. I'm sorry. I say we. I made the executive decision of just using the Farron Great Ultra Great Sword,
Executive meaning terrible.
but we still beat bosses.
We did.
I beat bosses.
I
with
did
it.
not beat any bosses with that sword. That sword
Yeah. Eventually, it got to a point where I think I think it was Aldrich, the Devour, whatever the title is, but Aldrich, over in Orlando, where we went from Farron Greatsword to, we just decided to use the Cell Swords because they're easy. God, they're
because
broken.
they're fun. You ruiner of fun. It's a fun.
They are the most broken dex
They are the
weapons,
most
though.
broken dex
It's
swords.
stupid how good they are. But yes, FromSoft, thank you for giving us such incredible experiences. But to the Dark Souls community, why does everything have to be a dick measuring contest? I don't understand. It's like, oh, you you beat it with the Farron Ultra Greatsword. Well, try beating it with a club naked. I'm like, oh, okay, good for you, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
No.
If I'm walking around, like it got to a point where it was starting to affect me, like in my life, like playing Dark Souls games, like to a point where like people were talking to me, like, "You okay? It's fine. I'm talking.
I'm fine."
I'm thinking I'm Eleni and like dying for the 30th time to this piece of crap woman.
Yeah.
Gosh,
But I will say that we're comparing a single player experience to a lot of these AAA games that are providing us these live service games, and they're not going to be the best one-to-one comparisons. However, it does kind of showcase though the difference in the difference in the studio's goals. If
Yes,
anything,
very
right?
much.
Like, obviously, they still want to make money to where they can make a profit and continue to maybe expand on the game or make their next project and, pay their bills, all that stuff. But, like Valheim, though, right? Let's go back to Valheim. Like, I don't know really what the is it studio? How many people make the game, basically? Is it like a team or like one guy?
No, it's a team. God, who is it? Stonegate and Coffee Stain, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no,
great
it's
name for a studio.
Oh yeah, it absolutely is. And Coffee Stain produces a ton of games.
What other games do they do other than Valheim?
Damn it! Don't put me on the spot.
Tell me
Do
now.
my research. Man, there was.
Welcome back from the edit.
Damn it! I don't know.
But
No, don't worry about it. Don't worry.
But the point I'm
You're
making
good.
though is that, so you have all these AAA developers who are trying to basically give us a bite-sized piece or an incomplete product while also trying to basically distract us with how gorgeous the game looks, how realistic it can look. When really, all we really care about is just make a good game. Valheim is not graphically very impressive. It's just not.
Yeah, I can see every pixel.
But yes, but the art direction, just the art direction is incredible. It looks wonderful.
Yeah.
I love looking at the game while we're sailing across the ocean.
Dude, sailing in Valheim?
Yes.
Charles, I love you for introducing this game to us.
Yes,
I have never felt, every time, without fail, it's just an innate reaction. At this point, we
Yes.
always sing sea shanty when we're on the
Yeah,
high seas.
it doesn't match all that well because we're Vikings and we're singing like pirate sea shanties, but fuck it, who cares?
Okay, I'm sorry to go back to your question. No, I looked it up because there were several. Goat Simulator 3, Satisfactory.
They do Goat Simulator?
Yep, they did Goat Simulator
They're
3,
even better.
Satisfactory, Deep Rock Galactic, which was what I thought I remembered.
Oh shit!
Amazing.
Songs of Conquest. They do a lot of really good bite-sized
God
games
bless you,
like that,
Coffee
man.
Stain. You're great.
Yeah, no,
Yeah, they're good.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, going to what you were talking about with the sailing, like they do. One of the things that we were talking about earlier was making your own like unique gameplay experiences and mechanics and all that. Valheim, one of my favorite things playing through it with the group that we have is hearing people go, I've never seen a game who does it like this. Food that doesn't kill you when you starve, it's a buff. Like
yeah.
So like you just have a base amount of health and stamina. Not eating you're not punished for it. You're just rewarded for eating. The sailing, one of the funniest things was like I've never seen a game that does sailing like this. But man, there's a challenge to it. Like it adds a unique challenge to it, but also it just feels freaking cool.
And one of the best moments that I still love is whenever it was it just the three of us? I don't remember, but
I think it was the four of us.
Oh, it was four. Okay, when we were sailing, sea monster attacks.
Yeah.
And
We're
getting chased.
scrambling.
We're scrambling. Fucking scrambling, shooting our fucking bows and arrows. What the fuck? We're gonna fucking die.
By the way, this is an immediate freaking reaction. We're sailing, everything's fine. Just one of us says sea serpent. Ah!
It's
crazy.
pure chaos.
Yeah, no, like all confidence into the fucking
Yeah.
ocean. All right, and I remember also one moment where you're like, oh, Cameron, do you have the thing? I'm like, I have the thing. I was just waiting for him to just to ask, and I take out the fucking harpoon and I fucking throw it. First fucking try, baby. I hook, line, and sinker, and then we fucking drag that bitch to the fucking shore.
Yep.
It was great.
Man.
It was fucking awesome. And I will say, I didn't audibly react to it, but when I saw the big ass ship last night, that was fucking cool.
Oh, yeah.
I forgot you didn't see that.
I
for the
never
first
got
time.
to see it.
Oh, no
Yeah, that was
way.
my first
Really?
time seeing it.
Oh, my God.
Wow,
Yeah.
that was awesome.
When I saw the ship, I was like, what the fuck did I miss? Holy
Man.
shit.
We're pirates now.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, when you can start seeing like what the developers intended with this game of having a massive group of friends come together and just all work towards one goal, but also you can split off to like multiple groups and you have a lot of freedom in that game.
Yeah.
And that's, man, they do it so well. There's so many frustrating things. It's incredibly punishing whenever you die. But
Sucks, man.
there's a lot of problem solving and freedom whenever it comes
It's
to a game
the
like that.
beneficiary of having like a bunch of people that have a lot of fun to it. Were you gonna say something?
No, say your piece, but then I just kind of got an epiphany just now. I think of like something that really say your piece. Say your piece. Say your piece.
One thing that I really appreciate that Charles did in one of the games is I had jumped in at one point and he said, "Hey, I'm going to show you something." And he had introduced me to the village that he created, and and so we had progressed the game a little bit with just me and you for a bit,
Right?
And then we had like gotten our armor sets and everything, and like a bit more upgrades. But then you introduced everybody else to the game. And you had everybody fight the #1 boss, and people were getting used to it. And it was like, all right, everybody's getting used to it. All right, let me show you something. We all walked all the way down. I was standing on a freaking house, like watching everybody, and I wanted to see everybody's reaction. And then freaking everybody started to like, it's a freaking village. Holy crap. It's the coolest.
Oh, and then when I got on last night and I saw that you guys expanded the fucking walls to reach the fucking harbor, I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
What did I miss? But, okay. Valheim to me is really just, okay, you know it's a good game when instead of bitching what a game does wrong, you do minor bitching about, man, I wish they would add more. I want more.
Yeah.
Because with Valheim, I can't think of really much where I'm like, dude, this is fucking stupid. But for me, I want more. I want to go up to the world tree. I need more.
Yeah.
Right? I want them to introduce like a big flying enemies. Maybe there are in the future later in the game. I don't know yet. Oh God. but like with Valheim, every time I'm playing with Mikey and Jacob or just Mikey or whatever, I'm just left like in awe, and I'm just saying, I keep thinking like, man, I want more. I think it'd be so cool if we were able to go up, to the world tree, or maybe like expand on like kind of like the ocean bits where maybe there's like deeper into the ocean. You can eventually do shit underwater. I don't know, but I keep thinking like, man, I want there to be more. But then when you get to a game like Destiny 2, and I'm like, fuck. The new player experience is fucking dog water. I hate all of this. I hate the microtransactions. I hate that the game is still buggy and like you'll be soft locked. And you can't progress any further because, of course, something went wrong.
Right.
And again, not because you did something wrong, but because like something with the game broke.
Yeah.
And I just this happens so many times with the same thing with Call of Duty. Like I hate that, why is it that your campaign is so doo-doo water? Like I just keep bitching and moaning about the stuff I have and that's not good. While with Valheim, or even with any of the Dark Souls games, I'm wanting more.
Right.
I just want more.
Yeah.
I'm upset that I don't have more to do eventually.
Well, that is the problem. That we weren't planning on talking about this, but just as a quick example of that, Elder Scrolls, man, that has finally overtaken the praise of their games, just across Fallout and Skyrim.
Yeah.
Is just it's kind of boring. It's boring and it's buggy to all hell.
Okay,
I love Skyrim.
yeah, sure.
Love it.
So, no, here's my thing. I enjoyed my time with Skyrim when I was younger, but here's the thing. I've always been under the firm belief the firm belief that Bethesda has never really been as great as everyone says they are because their games are often broken fucking messes, and they rely on the modders to fix their game.
Gotcha.
Right? It's the thing with Skyrim. So many broken things where like I literally there's a point where I was stuck whenever I would try to go to an area, the game wouldn't load.
Right.
It could not load, and I was stuck there forever in the loading screen. I could not go to this one part of the game. Same thing happened with Fallout 4. Then there's Fallout fucking 76. No, seriously. And their newest game. So much bullshit in the, what was it? Starfield? Is that what? No. What did they call it?
Right.
I don't even remember.
Starfield, yeah.
Okay.
It's Starfield.
Their games are always fucking broken. And it seems that they always rely on the community to fix their shit. And that's why when Fallout 76 turned out to be a fucking mess, I was not surprised.
No.
You know why? Because if they couldn't optimize a single player experience, what makes you think they're going to optimize a fucking multiplayer experience? Yeah. You fucking dumbasses. When people are like, Fallout 76, it's so broken. Who could have expected this? What?
And we opened up a gate for Michael.
No kidding, yeah.
What do you mean you didn't expect it? Just because Tom Howard says it just works doesn't mean it's going to fucking work. You fucking papegas.
Also, see if you agree with me on this one. I always find Bethesda's games very slow and very uninteresting combat-wise. Like, both Skyrim and Fallout have really cool open worlds, but their combat is not great. It's not fun.
I think a lot of their praise came from being on the frontier of open world RPGs, like truly open world RPGs. They were trailblazers, and they had a lot of praise, deservedly so. They brought in a lot of technology and techniques to that others have expanded on and done extremely well with.
And the first two Fallout games are actually like really, really well made experiences, right?
So is New Vegas.
Well, yeah, of course. But I'm also really mostly talking about like how the dialogue works. Like in Fallout 1 and 2, the dialogue, like there are so many ways you can respond to a character. What I don't like though is when I think it was the 3 when they introduced like how Mass Effect does like the wheel.
That was Fallout 4.
It was Fallout 4?
That was Fallout 4.
Yeah, when I saw that, I was just like, why am I playing Mass Effect now? What is happening? What happened to my expansive dialogue?
Yeah.
What happened, Bethesda?
That's why.
Go on.
No, you're good. That's why I enjoy games like Elden Ring, where the combat was already like brought up to like the point of Dark Souls game is the combat. You're not going into Dark Souls 1, 2, or 3 for like the open world experience necessarily. It's not necessarily open world. There is exploration, but it's the combat that everyone keeps going back to. It's the fighting, and then you have the open world aspect of Dark Souls of Elden Ring, where you are fighting these complex bosses that you have to figure out like every detailed like move to try and master down to either parry or dodge around in. But then you have this open world concept where you can explore every single corner, and it's not wasted. Like a lot of stuff that I feel like I've explored within Bethesda games, again, not necessarily a waste of time. There's a lot of really cool stuff. Like there's a whole story in Skyrim where there's like a dragon, not a dragon, but like a vampire who like kidnapped a kid, killed a kid, and you had to do all that stuff with the village. That's a cool storyline, but that's like, for me, it's few and far between. It's mostly the same repetitive stuff. With Elden Ring, there's a bunch of really, 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 really cool side quests that you can do that doesn't feel like it's wasted material and adds to the story.
I will say, for me, playing Dark Souls has all. Don't get me wrong, I love the combat. The combat is the best thing for me. But for me, it's always been a combination of multiple factors. The combat, for one, really just exploring the secrets of this world, right? Uncovering the lore, okay? Because the lore is in the FromSoft games are expansive. Like you may uncover like 10 or 20% of like the lore of the universe itself, but then of just playing naturally. I mean, but if you try to really dig deep, man, there's so much to uncover.
I'm not gonna lie. Just as a testament to that, I myself, I've looked into, like, I've watched videos on the lore of Dark Souls and Elden Ring and all that kind of stuff. Yeah,
he's
just
great.
Because like it is genuinely interesting.
Yes.
Halo lore.
Halo lore is
my
really
God.
good too.
Love Halo lore. It's just, but yeah, no, but that's to your point. Whenever you have it's backed up by a really good story
Yes.
that you can enjoy without even playing the games. That's
What is
pretty
it?
impressive.
Margit. I'm so sorry. Margit, the first boss that you encounter, Margit the Fell Omen. That name, the Fell Omen, has so much meaning once you figure out his story. Like, it's one of the most frustrating first real bosses that you can fight in a Dark Souls game. But once you figure out like the story of his father Godfrey, didn't want him because he was an omen. He kicked him into the sewers, but then he came back during the Shattering War and fought as the king because the nation needed a king. And then he took the mantle as king, but couldn't tell anyone because he's an omen. Everybody hates omens, so he's the king that nobody wants. But he's taken that position because he hasn't honored to his birthright, which he was born as a child of the gods. So he's king over a land that hates him. And once you figure that stuff out, the whole story means so much more. When near the spoilers a little bit, when at the end of the game, Godfrey is holding Margit and he just fades away, and it's like, it's been a long while, Morgoth, and that means so much more once you figure out that that's his father. And it's like, oh my gosh, jeez, and we just killed him, and we're standing right there.
I will say, it's probably not gonna be the last time I mention this game again, just because again I'm so addicted to it. But even Destiny has really good lore. Destiny does have really interesting lore that, unfortunately, in the beginning of the game's lifespan, you couldn't even look at the lore in game. You had to look at fucking grimoire cards.
Oh, I hate
through a
that.
third-party source or whatever. Or I don't even remember now. They rectified that later on in Destiny 2. But either way, lore in Destiny is also really cool. But another game. I don't know if you guys have played this, but man, high octane gameplay. The Devil May Cry series. That is a game that you just have fun. You just cool stylish tricks while you're beating the shit out of demons.
That's kind of how I heard Metal Gear Solid is as well.
Oh, are you talking about? Oh, I mean, I know Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance.
Maybe I'm thinking of the wrong game. Go ahead and continue with what you were saying.
Dude, Metal Gear Rising fucking Revengeance. Now that's
one where you have like another grappling hook where you just swing around and throw fucking C4 on shit and.
Oh, are you talking about Oh my!
No. Oh no, you're not. You're talking about.
Is it Just Cause?
Just Cause.
Oh, that's
Just
exactly
Cause.
Just Cause.
Holy shit!
Just Cause. That's shit's
exactly
wacky.
what I'm thinking.
That shit's
game is
wacky.
Amazing. You can blow up a train. That train falls down the mountain. You fly down with the train as it hits 600
I saw
civilians.
that video. Yeah.
But I will say, But can you name me a game that's not Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance that basically lets you, you block a sword the size of a building. And then you grab the sword and you suplex the robot that the sword is attached to.
Oh.
And you are not the size of this robot. You are man size.
What?
Yes. I will show you after this episode. Because that shit is so fucking cool.
That's pretty funny.
People, if you have not played Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance, fucking play it. And if you have played it, that shit's so fucking hype. I love it.
Yeah, it's I don't know, man. This is all something that I think has been analyzed before, and it's so I'm not saying anything new, but games where the developers make a game that they want to play, and they just focus on that one goal instead of trying to make a game for everybody. They make a game that's unique, that caters to their own interests, with an audience in mind, of course. And then they put it out there and just see how people respond to it. Usually those games are the most fun.
Yeah.
They might not be AAA level because it's not a formula that's super reliable, but you get games like Payday, you get games like Valheim and Elden Ring, or starting off with,
It's like guys in a basement feeling like, I want to create a
Right.
game that does this. And wouldn't it be so cool if the players just run across? Because the same thing with like Valheim. When you see my reaction to like New Crab.
Oh,
or,
it's
like,
so much fun.
Freaking mosquitoes or those stupid little elves that you see in like the freaking the Plains world,
Yeah.
where one hit is already half my health is done. It's like, geez, what
oh,
the? And like
shit.
right into those things are like the I don't want to spoil it for Michael, but like other stuff that you
Yeah.
run into, like those first reactions, I feel like those are pre-planned for like developers that are like, oh, wait till they run across this part and then they die.
Oh, the
It's
first
gonna be
time
fun.
somebody sees a troll, it's the funniest
Man,
thing
because,
ever.
dude, the first time I saw a troll, you were like, "Hey, Jacob, look at this," and like you were leading a troll to the place we were currently staying.
Oh, dude!
Saw trees
Again,
fall.
when I saw a troll for the first time, again, the fucking Among Us like meme played in my head where I saw the trolls like Dorime, Dorime, Dore. It's literally my entire universe just played in slow motion, much like in Rebel Moon.
Yeah, up to this point, it's been pigs and some goblins and some deer and stuff like that, and all of a sudden, this thing knocks down all of the trees around you.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh shit, oh shit, oh
Bro,
shit.
when he threw a rock at me, I was like, "There's no fucking way." And then when he knocked a tree down, I was like, "No, please no."
But then you get the power scaling. The first time you saw me parry it, you're like, you can do that?
I saw that
It's
for
like,
the
yeah.
first time because I saw you in the distance you were fighting. I was like, let me go help him. And then all of a sudden the troll went backwards and started. And it's like, did he just
it's fucking
parry
incredible.
a troll? That thing's the size of a building.
Dude, yeah.
How?
Yeah, the power, dude, it scratches that itch so well.
I will say, you said something that sparked a memory.
Oh.
When you said, basically, it used to be that studios basically made games that they want to play.
Yeah.
Do you want to know what Bungie's old motto used to be?
What?
We make games we want to play.
Oh, there you go.
Do you want to know what their new
Bungie.
motto is? We create worlds that inspire, or whatever.
Is that real?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
It used to be so, or at least when they used to say, let me see if I can find it again.
That is lame.
That's the most corporate
Yeah.
branding I've ever seen in my life.
Exactly. That takes it
Inspire
from, like,
what? What are you talking
yeah,
about?
it takes it from a bunch of guys in their like garages, like creating
Yeah.
something that's fun. And like, wouldn't it be cool if we did this? If two guys were on the Warthog and then one was throwing grenades, one was shooting, and one was driving, and we were getting across the base and killing everybody. That comes from that to like, we know if we have a formula, let's create that formula and let's create pretty stuff.
But here's the thing, like, yes, I kind of mentioned before that even back when they were making Halo, Bungie has always been really bad about keeping on schedule, and they burn a lot of money when they're making stuff, right? But again, back then it really was like, we want to make games, or to make games that they would want to play. But now they still have their same problem, but now they have corporate speech, and I agree. It doesn't feel real anymore. It doesn't feel like I am entrusting them to, fellow gamers in a way to make something that they would find fun. And it's really a damn shame.
It's kind of interesting because like the developers for the original Halo games, like Marty O'Donnell and the rest of them on that team, became household names to me. And it was, whenever you hear the names, it's like hearing the heroes of the Iliad and stuff like that, Achilles and Hector, and it's like, oh, those guys know what they're doing. I trust them.
Yep.
That just doesn't exist anymore.
And again, it's pretty much everyone from the old guard at Bungie is gone.
Yeah.
Right. And the company's not the same as it once was.
No.
It just isn't. And it's probably it's the same thing with a lot of the other studios we grew to love. And I get it. Like, we've become adults. We're more jaded now. Like when we were kids, we wouldn't think about shit like this. All we cared about was just having a good time playing the video games we were given. But man, it just seems like the video game industry has grown more and more jaded along with us growing more jaded with just the world in general. And it's such a weird feeling that the one thing that I felt that I could do where like, I don't have to worry about, how shitty my day was. I'm just going to, have some good stress relief, play a couple hours of this game that I fucking adore. But now it just seems like I can't, you can't even do that with AAA games at the very least, right? It used to be that, I said this a long time ago in one of our older episodes where with a lot of these studios, obviously making a profit is important, right? But they never sacrificed making a fun game, making a game, as you said, and what Bungie once said, making a game that they would want to play.
Right.
And now it's all about how can we get every cent from our consumers.
There's a little image online that I found funny. It's a image of Elden Ring, but if another studio created Elden Ring.
Oh, dude, I know exactly what you're talking about.
And there's like 2 maps, like a giant health bar, and like 600 different other things that are just clouding up the screen. And I feel like that's a great example of what FromSoft and a bunch of other companies do well, where fun is the main idea of the game,
Yes.
or the entertainment value and the challenge is the main idea of the game.
Yeah, Elden
Where
Ring.
yeah.
I'm sorry. Go on.
No,
please.
you're good. Where so many other companies are so interested in adding more, more, where they're not like stopping to discuss like, is this going to be something like Valheim, where we're going to come across another biome or
Right.
another new
Yeah.
boss, and this is going to be an engaging experience, or like Dark Souls fighting a new boss, or like in Helldivers, where you just come across a giant horde
Yeah.
and you're stuck with your boys and you're trying to fight to the last man, and you have that little hug and the moment before before the bomb goes off. Like those moments are great. The extra added stuff where it makes the game bloated and expensive. We don't buy games for that.
And again, I kind of mentioned it with Valheim, how it's a game where they focus on the play experience before something like graphical fidelity, right? And From Software is the same way actually. Elden Ring's a beautiful game, not because it is graphically impressive, but because the art direction is phenomenal.
Beautiful.
Because as the Dark Souls games and their other games kind of progressed, yes, there were improvements with the visuals, but at the end of the day, they like Dark Souls 1 and 2, like they look janky as hell, right? But they did make improvements, but not in the sense of where like, oh wow, this could be actually fucking real.
Yeah.
Like with a lot of AAA studios, they try to fucking, force this down our throat, like, look how real this looks. But really, like, I don't want to play a game where my 1080 Ti, yes, that's still my graphics card, by the way, where my 1080 Ti is struggling just to run this fucking game because it has to look fucking photorealistic.
Well, that is also one thing. Valheim also doesn't take advantage of you by only offering shitty graphics. It's a 1.6 gigabyte game.
Yes.
The whole thing
Yes.
is less than 2 gigabytes
Yeah.
big. And they're also releasing DLCs not constantly at all. That's going to piss off a lot of people. It's actually it's incredibly slow, but it's free. And they aren't inhibiting, like they aren't just giving out crap. There's a lot of mod support, and it's the easiest game I've ever seen to set up a server on.
Oh, it's painfully
crazy.
easy. There's
Painfully
like
easy.
a crap ton of things on the screen. Very easy from what I've been able to play with you. Those are not games where I am particularly good at, but I feel like the learning curve for me was very easy. Going back to the graphics thing for a second, how many times did we just sit and watch a sunset?
Oh,
in a
dude,
game?
it's man, it's well, and you can even get the same thing like Minecraft, something as simple as that, where it's just blocks. There's some good looking stuff in that game.
Yes. You don't need like those like ultra realistic graphics where you can see the skin. Like there's a very famous meme that goes around where these game developers were presenting this new game, and the big thing that they wanted to unveil was a dog. And look how realistic this dog looks and the behaviors of this
The
dog.
hair simulators,
Freaking stupid.
Oh, that
where-
sounds like the Call of Duty Ghost thing that they did. Yeah, they put like a huge emphasis on the doggo, This was weird. Okay, here's another game that wasn't on our list. I'm just saying.
Oh no.
No. I don't know if you guys have played this game. The Witcher 3. Now that's a game where, again, it just checked all the boxes, actually. Where, like, not only was it impressive to look at, but it was a huge world, okay?
Yep.
The gameplay was not the greatest I'd ever played, but really, you honestly played it for the fucking story and just exploring this vast, beautiful world.
I even enjoyed the combat a lot. I also realizing that that game was much more skill than necessarily equipment was pretty cool, because I was there were a lot of fights that I was avoiding and I was like, it's unfair. Like there's a lot of enemies at the very beginning that are way too tough, and then I got better at it and I came back, and with the same exact equipment I'm destroying them, and that is that's a good feeling. It's a Dark Souls feeling. I totally understand it.
Yes.
But the story is there to keep you engaged and keep it moving. I hate the back and forth. That's something that annoys me. But with fast travel, it's fine.
Right. For me, that was never an issue for me because I just loved the traveling aspect.
Yeah.
I just love roaming through the countryside, just going through the entire like open expanse. Yeah, no, like
Even the boats were pretty cool. I enjoyed that.
yeah, no. CD Projekt Red made a very good game.
Yeah.
Then they made Cyberpunk 2077. Holy shit! Again, like I don't understand it, man.
One of those broken games.
Fuck that! It was like Bethesda broken. I don't say that lightly, but it might have been worse.
It was like a normal Bethesda release.
Oh my god!
Yeah, I never caught it. Then I've played like minutes of that game, not much.
I played an hour of it and I just couldn't anymore. I've been told countless times that it is so much better now. I just
people love it now.
I have but here's the thing. My first experience was heavily soured, and it might be unfair for me to not want to play it, but for me, on principle, I don't want to play it because I don't like to reward. Well, I say that. I mean, but I did return the game. I got my money back.
Oh, good.
Right? But like for me, it's like I don't want to reward studios by facilitating this idea that I can release this game in a broken state or with barely any content,
right?
And I'll just patch it up later or add more later. But of course, I'll still charge the money for it all.
Oh yeah.
Right now, granted, with Cyberpunk 2077, I don't believe they charge people money for any updates or anything like that. Like they worked like overtime to like fix all the issues.
Yeah,
that's cool, right? But it should have just been a complete experience, an unbroken experience in the very beginning.
Oh yeah,
it's the same philosophy I have with No Man's Sky.
No Man's Sky.
Yeah, so No Man's Sky,
God,
like this. My philosophy with Cyberpunk 2077 is the same that I have with No Man's Sky,
yeah.
Where it is a game that promised so much, and could not deliver literally 95% of it.
Yeah.
Like it was only 5% of what the game was promised. Right? Cyberpunk 2077 is like that, but in the sense of it's just broken. Okay. And I get it. People are going to say, I'm stupid for not wanting to play the now complete and better experience. But for me, when I don't like something, I return it and I get my money back. And I refuse to buy a game buy the game again just because it's now fixed.
Well, yeah. Well, and you only have so much time to play.
Time and
games.
money. Time and money,
man.
Yeah.
I'm not the dude. I sink almost all the time that I play video games into Valheim because it's just. That's what I want to play, man.
Yeah.
And any time that it's not spent playing that game is time that I'm getting behind on it when I want to progress through that game.
Yeah.
I don't have the time to jump between a bunch of different games all at once.
But I do understand why people think I'm bullheaded, though, with my thought process on it. Because, like, there's just like, you're depriving yourself of such a great experience. Mm-hmm. But for me, again, I know that my one wallet does not equate to the vast majority of the people who are letting it slide and still, purchasing the content after the fact. I get that. But for me, it's just I refuse. I don't want to reward bad behavior. Mm-hmm. Bad. It's my same thing with TV shows, People will tell me all the time, you just got to get through the first season and everything else will be good. I'm like, what? You're saying I have to go through a season of mediocrity to begin to enjoy the rest of a show? That sounds like a bad show. That's what I'm just saying.
No.
The things I enjoy to consume are good from start to finish, except for Destiny 2.
They never started good.
Funnily enough, it did not start well. It did not start well at all, and it hasn't even ended well.
The only reason I think Destiny 2 did as well as it did is because Destiny 1 was a really good game.
Did not start as a good game, I'll tell you that.
I think it did.
I thought it did. Start.
I enjoyed it.
Bruh.
I played Destiny 1 from the start, and that was a lot of fun.
I guess maybe I'm mostly talking about the campaign, because the campaign was laughably bad
ignore the campaign, but
really? I liked the campaign. I really
Really?
do. Yeah,
That is a first. Alrighty. You know what? That
didn't
fair
play-
enough. Fair
I didn't
enough.
play the campaign.
I
can't
will say
respond.
what. Okay, what made me fell in love with Destiny 1 was when the Vault of Glass raid.
Oh
came out.
yeah.
Everything before that, it just I wasn't enjoying it, especially when the gear situation in Destiny 1. Basically, the way it worked was everyone literally looked the same because the best armor in the game was
Right.
from the raid, and there was no way to customize your character's appearance with by just changing the appearance of what you're currently wearing. They did add that in Destiny 2, but yeah, in Destiny 1, everyone literally looked the same if you were a higher level
I
player.
believe if you didn't have the gear that they wanted you to have, you just get kicked, right?
That too. You know what's funny? You know what's hysterical? When I played Vault of Glass for the first time, I got the Galahorn. And the exotic rocket launcher, the best exotic ever. And literally, I was invited to every raid.
That's insane.
I never had to worry about getting kicked or not getting invited to a raid because I, at the time, was one of the cool kids who had the very rare exotic rocket launcher.
Yeah, I never got into a full instance of Vault of Glass.
And you know what? I wish that I could get you idiots to play Destiny 2. I really do, because I think it'd be so much fun to raid, but I understand that the new player experience and the returning player experience is fucking atrocious. And so I understand completely why you wouldn't want to play
You
it.
know, we can just play Halo 3 all together, right? That'd
Okay.
be so wonderful.
But that,
If
but
we could do a Halo,
That would be
Oh
fun.
my
my
gosh!
God.
I would
Yeah, we
love
need to do
so
that.
much. I just want to write a Scarab with 4 people. That'd be wonderful.
dude, one of my favorite. I'm so sorry. This is gonna. One of my favorite missions is the Silent Cartographer. Whenever you get the 2 Hornets and then the 2 Scarabs drop, and you fucking
Yes.
you just go in, crash into the Scarab, jump out, fuck shit up, jump back into the Hornet, fly over to the other, and with other people, dude, you're doing like a Spartan drop onto it.
Yes, and even the mission before
Man.
that, where you're all like, it's a big, giant like air battle.
Oh my God.
With all of the Covenant members like
Dude,
firing
yes.
at you from below. You can jump on islands. if you
Yes.
want to. You can go
Oh
on
god,
other
that's one of my
spots.
dude. That's a highlight of the game for me.
So fun.
Let me hold on. Silent Cartographer is the mission name from the 4th mission in Halo 1. In Halo 3,
The Covenant.
the Covenant.
Fuck.
So the
You
Covenant.
fucking idiot. I was waiting for you guys to say your piece, and I just was like, let me go ahead and pull the rug from
It's
under
been years. I
Cut
don't
it.
Sorry,
remember
the Silent
names.
Cartographer is also a phenomenal mission.
Yes. Like,
Yeah, based
I
on
was
your
thinking
description, I knew which
like
one it
storming
was.
the beach, and
Yeah,
it was
I totally get where you were coming from, but yeah, Silent Cartographer is the 4th episode, 4th
You're right,
mission.
yeah, absolutely right.
But though, like, actually, you know what? Since we're on the topic of Halo again, I'm just curious. No, I really want to know. What are your 3 favorite missions in Halo 1, and then Halo 2, and then Halo 3? If you can
3
remember
favorite
them.
mission on each game. Or just one from each game.
You know, we can just do one from each game. I was mostly saying, what are your top 3 in each game? But if you want to just stick with just one, your favorite mission from each game, go for it. We can start with you, Mikey.
I gotta remember the.
Okay, we'll start with Jacob.
I don't remember the titles either. I know the missions.
It's fine. I might be able to tell you what the mission names are if you tell me what the mission is.
Well, this just isn't helpful. Hang on.
What?
We'll cut this out.
No, I was just saying you could just describe the mission, and I can
Oh,
tell
no,
you.
yeah, I can describe the mission.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay, so the underground snowy map in Halo 1.
Oh, okay.
That is my
the control assault on the control room.
Correct. That was my favorite mission from the first game.
Let me look that up. see if I'm right.
The second game is when we are dropping into battle with Master Chief. And he gets the bazooka, he kicks out.
Oh,
the
Delta
pod, and
Halo.
Cortana says, yeah.
Delta Halo.
Can we get that was my favorite mission on Halo 2. And then my favorite mission on Halo 3 is either the one where we are going with the Marines with the sniper,
Yep.
or it's the mission where we start with the Spartan laser and we
That's the
gravitate
Covenant.
towards the
the
Covenant.
Covenant.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Covenant. It's either of those 2 missions.
Okay.
It's always the middle, it seems to be. We're in Halo missions.
Cool.
Not that the ending isn't bad with Halo. It's just that those
Respectable
those
list, though.
Yeah, those peak
Respectable.
missions at the beginning where we're like, there's something involved with like you driving a tank for the first time, or driving like
Yeah.
a Scarab for the first, not a Scarab, sorry, a Hornet for the first time. Those things are awesome.
Yeah.
Definitely the library would be number one for me. You got to go with the library. Yeah,
You're lying.
fighting the flood, dude.
You are lying
yeah,
to me.
I love. Yeah, and then the one where you just go through all of the tunnels in Halo 2. That one, I like the kind of the repetitive, like it brings you back to, something that you've seen before, And then Cortana, my favorite mission of all time. Man, that's just...
You're fucking with me. You're hardcore fucking with me.
No, okay.
Okay, he was fucking with me.
Have
So-
you ever played Cortana on legendary difficulty?
Yes.
Yes, I have. I've beaten all of the games
all-
on
yeah,
Legendary.
hell yeah.
I wanted to die. I've beaten all of it on Legendary solo. That
Halo
sucked.
2, though, was the worst experience.
That's a monster. Those jackal snipers.
The fucking
brutal.
Jackal snipers.
So, okay, so for real though,
For realsies now.
definitely the oh god, the one you were talking about for Halo 1 was pretty
Silent
good.
Cartographer? Oh, you're talking about Assault on the Control Room.
Yeah, but Silent Cartographer probably is my favorite.
Fair.
Oh wait, no. The one where you get the Banshee and you're flying through the canyons whenever you're your Master Chief.
Yeah,
and
it's
you finally...
back on the snow area.
Oh, you're going solo on that
Are you
one.
talking about that one?
No.
The canyon, the canyon that you're talking about is the snow area. Right?
No. It's not a snow area. It's.
Are we talking about Halo 1 still?
Oh.
It's not the Banshee. I don't think you're
I'm
talking
talking about Halo 2. No,
Yeah,
no.
I was about
Damn
to
it,
say,
dude.
yeah,
What am I
Halo 2.
doing? All right, let's
Cut it.
come back from the cut.
Cut it. Re-edit.
God dang, dude.
Welcome back from the edit.
Wow.
Welcome back from the edit.
Hentai was brought up
Losing
again.
my mind here.
Hell yeah, it was.
Okay, yeah. So, I don't know. I'll stick with it. Silent Cartographer. That's
Okay.
probably my favorite.
I
mission.
respect it. That is a good mission. It's a really good mission.
Halo 2, the one where you get the Banshee, Johnson's and the Scarab.
The Arbiter mission. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, the Arbiter mission. Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
And you walk into the room and there's the two hunters. Then you're like, oh shit, and then they're on your side. It's
Yeah.
like, all right, it's on.
It's on, baby.
Yeah, love that. And then you jump in the Banshee and you're flying through the canyons and just that was I love
Okay.
that mission.
And 3.
Halo 3 is definitely the Covenant. Not even close. The Ark is a really, really good mission, especially because it gives you phases through it where
yeah.
you go through with the sniper rifle. It's all on foot. Then you get the prowlers, and then you get the
tank.
scorpions, and you just
Tank beats
decimate
Hunter.
everything. My favorite, dude.
Tank beats Raid.
I love that line.
Tank beats everything.
Oh man, I could do this all day.
All right. So my list. So I think really this one I guess it might surprise you too. Halo 1. My favorite mission is actually 343 Guilty Spark.
Which one was that one?
Oh,
The first encounter with the Flood.
yeah.
Really? Why is that?
Sensational suspense.
True.
It is incredible. Okay, because you go into this for the first time truly alone. Think about it. Because every time you're alone, Cortana is in your head. You still have Cortana with you in a sense. But in 343 Guilty Spark, it's silence. Nothing. And you see on the radar the yellow, like friendly icons on the radar. And you see in the distance, you see figures. And you're like, what the fuck? But then they run away. And then you see, of course, gunfire from within the structure, right? From it's assault rifle gunfire. And yeah, you probably kill the grunts, you kill the jackals, right? You do find it odd though that there aren't any elites. It's strange, but regardless, maybe the elites died in the fight. You go into the structure, no one, nothing, and then the elevator rises. Mm-hmm. You go down the elevator, you kind of go through the mission, kill grunts, you kill jackals, but no elites.
Kill the one guy with the pistol that's still left.
Yes,
Who's
you get
screaming?
shot at by a Marine, and usually when I get shot at by Marines, it's after I kill like 2 of them. But I mean, whatever. Fuck it. But again, he says something odd, like you're not going to turn me into one of those freaks.
Yeah.
And as a child, when I played this for the first time, I was like 4 or 5 years old. Okay, it didn't even register yet. And then as you could progress onward, you then see a Marine's dead body, blood everywhere. But actually, even before that, you see caged off areas. You see where there's blood just everywhere. Even when you're going through this one little hallway, right, and you're turning, blood on the floor, the walls, the ceilings. What the fuck happened?
Yeah.
What happened here? And then, again, you reach to where there's all the red blood, right? You see a couple of the bodies that lead up to it. You go through the door with the cutscene. Marine's dead body falls into your arms, and then you see the recording. Holy shit! That mission is so good at telling a story without giving you exposition. Because also, as you're progressing through, you see where 2 Marines are dead right next to 2 dead jackals. And you're like, they worked together to survive, and they failed. I'm telling you, man, it's a great fucking mission. And the Flood are truly terrifying.
Yeah.
Halo 2 is probably just gonna... I have to say it's probably... I don't know, man. It's funnily enough, I really did like Cairo Station, the very first mission.
Yeah, Cairo Station.
Cairo Station's so cool because you also get that really cool fucking ending cutscene.
That's exactly, yeah.
And for me, what a way to kick off the campaign.
That might be the best cutscene in all of Halo.
Halo 3, the Covenant. The Covenant. Especially when you're fighting alongside the Flood at the end.
Dude, yeah.
Fucking cool, dude. Holy shit. Yeah, those are my favorite mission from each Halo. But okay, yeah, hey, so we talked about what we loved, what we hated about the current state of the gaming industry. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Yeah.
Hentai was involved in this.
Yeah, it was. Also, Bungie, give me my fucking Edge Transit!